The Republicans have been attacking President Obama's health plan for weeks, trying to scare Americans by talking about socialized medicine. I commend him. He took it to the heartland today, Green Bay, Wisconsin, where there's been a lot of tough times. The president punched back. He slammed right-wingers for creating a boogeyman, but President Obama also had a serious message aimed at conservative Democrats. Any reform plan must include a public option.
I've already said it. If you've got a private plan that works for you, that's great. But we want some competition. If the private insurance companies have to compete with a public option, it'll keep them honest, and it'll help keep their prices down.
Conservative new media viewers, we have excellent news. Barack Obama's White House, Barack Obama and his advisors and his surrogates on the Sunday talk shows have all but conceded. They are giving up the quote-unquote public option of health care, the component in which the government would serve as the health insurer is being dropped. Let's comment on this. Number one, it is a tremendous victory. This is a victory for all of the protests and the protesters that have gone on, the legitimate grassroots, bottom-up protests that have taken place throughout the country. Everybody has seen the coverage. It has worked. It has worked tremendously. They are forced. They are on the retreat. Protesters win. The Blue Dog Democrats win. Sarah Palin wins. Everybody that has called for a stepping back of this issue has won an enormous victory on this. It is being portrayed as the Republicans defeated him. That is false. Barack Obama has enough votes, Democratic votes or independents that will vote Democratic in both chambers of Congress to get this passed with zero Republican support. What this means is that Democrats are not on board with the public option. And Senator Kent Conrad was on Fox News Sunday earlier today and said as much. So this is the moderate wing of the Democratic Party that has handed Barack Obama his greatest defeat yet as President of the United States. This has nothing to do with Republicans. And just to add to that, this was also the public. A majority of the public has demonstrably risen up, 53% in the last Rasmussen poll, and said, well, they've said they don't want anything to do with Obamacare, and they certainly don't want the public option. So it was Democrats, the public at large, and the protesters that defeated the public option and have made Obamacare. Anything that's passed now will be, honestly, it's going to be a Pyrrhic victory, meaning a victory that comes at a tremendous cost. Obama has spent so much political capital on this, and all of the tactics of his machine have been exposed. We've seen the SEIU union goons. We've seen Acorn bust into town halls. We've seen protesters beaten. We've seen protesters shoved out of meetings by those sympathetic to Barack Obama and Obamacare. We've seen an enormous amount of backlash. All of the tactics, the Chicago way tactics of this White House, the thuggishness, the astroturfing, which is the fake grassroots, putting plants into audiences to make it seem their support where it does not exist. We've seen a woman in a Sheila Jackson Lee town hall pretend that she was a doctor when she isn't. All of the dirty, low-down, nasty, dishonest tactics by Barack Obama and his Organizing for America and Healthcare for America Now little coalition, they have all been exposed, which means that they will never be as effective in the future. And even with the usage of those tactics, he lost on the public option, which was the centerpiece of the reform bill. That is gigantic and will cause long-term political damage to his operation. We've also seen the White House turn into Big Brother with, report on people that you hear making up, quote unquote fishy stories about healthcare reform or supposed rumors and untruths. We've seen them do that. We've seen David Axelrod become spammer in chief, sending out unsolicited emails to people that did not give them the White House their email address, did not request the emails. We've seen them, that's basically can be an invasion of privacy. This has been an incredible failure, unbelievable failure. And the public option being let go of as viable as part of the package, the healthcare reform package, part of Obamacare, is a tremendous triumph. Now, there's two other things I want to say about this. One, this just goes to show you how radical this administration really is. Again, moderate Democrats defeated this measure. This is not Republicans. This is common sense, middle of the road Democrats that defeated it. And again, that exposes the radicalness of Barack Obama, who was the most liberal voting member of the Senate. Remember that. And his circle. Second, the left, I'm talking about the far left, those that are in ideological sync with Obama are going to go berserk over this. They are going to attack. We will put some images up for you just to show you what I mean and how stridently they wanted the public option. Now, there's talk of some co-opt with insurance. That's garbage. This is not going to be the same thing. It will be run through insurance companies and not the government, which is absolutely not what Obama and his cabal wanted. The left is going to go nuts on this. Howard Dean has already talked about, primarying certain Congress people that don't get on board or something like this. This is a victory on all fronts for those of us, the normal mainstream Americans who rose up to protest against this, protest against Obamacare. However, this is only the first step. We cannot afford to rest on our laurels. There is a lot more to do. What Obama and his team are going to believe is that this is going to earn them so much goodwill and they made a compromise. Now we have the advantage and we must press the advantage. The bottom line is this. A majority of the public does not want Obamacare. They do not want health care reform. Something almost like 90% of Americans are satisfied with their health care coverage. Now that we have the ball in our hands, we must run with it. It is not a time to celebrate or to gloat. It is a time to press the attack. That's it for now. It's a great day. Take care.